Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Now, I wanted to give you an update on how I have been doing by incorporating a 1-day fast into my intermittent fasting schedule and how having Invisalign is a benefit to my health. So, if you haven't seen my last video that I did about my 1-day fast, that was actually my first vlog and my first video talking about how that went. Please go check it out. But it's amazing how well it has been going. I've had 2 more full fast days ever since, and I can assure you it went so smoothly. The second day, I was almost not hungry. It's ridiculous. I almost didn't feel any hunger that day. But the third full fasting day, it was a little, I could feel the hunger, but it wasn't as difficult as the first day was. It's almost as if my body and my mind already knew what to expect, and it just made the whole process a lot smoother. So I'm very happy about that. And today I wanted to share some of the progress that I've been doing in that regard, some of the benefits and some of the things that I'm looking forward to doing as I continue on this new schedule for my diet. As I mentioned before, the full fast days have gone really smoothly. I'm very, very pleased about that. And I had been listening to a podcast where they were talking about fasting, and they did say that. They said that the body is very good at adapting and adjusting. And one of the things that your body is going to do when it realizes, okay, we're going to do one of these long fasts, is that it will immediately go into the mode of repairing itself, doing what it has to do, because your body is not going to be racked up and tied up digesting food all day. So that is a really good thing for your body. It gives it an opportunity to repair itself, to get rid of anything that it needs to get rid of, to regenerate what needs to be regenerated. And I think that I'm already feeling the benefits of that. One of the things that I noticed about my full days of fasting, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it basically, on Mondays, I fast during the day. So my last meal is on Sunday night at around 7, sometimes 8. And then I won't eat again until Monday in the evenings, sometimes 6:30, 7. I try to keep it 24 hours, so it's a full 24 hours of not eating. And one of the things that I have noticed on the days that I do a full 24 hours of fasting is that I don't get thirsty on those days. I don't drink as much water. I have to remind myself to drink water, but I don't feel the need. And I think that is because we get thirsty when we consume salt. I guess the body desires to flush the excess salt from itself. And that's why I get thirsty on days when I actually eat, even though I don't eat with a lot of salt. But I guess the body is just used to flushing any kind of unwanted substances when you eat. But surprisingly enough, when I'm not eating, I don't feel the need to drink water. But I do try to remind myself to drink. I just don't drink as much as on days when I do eat. So because it has become so easy to do, I'm actually thinking, if this is something that would benefit you, if you have some kind of a chronic disease, you could actually think of adding a second day of full fast, and you could reap the benefits of that. I personally could do it. I don't see the need to do it. But I'm going to research it and see if that would actually give me even more health benefits to go ahead and add a second day of full fast. So that would mean that I would do intermittent fasting for 5 days a week, and then have 2 days where I just do a full 24 hours of fasting. If that's something that could benefit you, if you have, for example, diabetes or heart disease or some of those conditions, you might benefit from that. I'm a healthy person, but we'll see how that goes in the future. I'll have to do some more research, but I am now convinced more than ever that it is totally doable. Now, some of the benefits that I have noticed ever since I started adding this full day of fasting, and like I said, I do so on Mondays. Today's Friday. I just, on Monday was my third day of full fasting. And one of the things that I've noticed, I don't know if it's related to that, but I noticed that I get sleepy earlier. Around 9:30, 9:45, I start to feel sleepy. And I have been the one who has stood in the way of actually taking advantage of that, because I don't know if I'm sure you've heard of Squid Game on Netflix. I started watching it when I would come home from work, and I would stay late watching that. I just finished it. And as soon as I finished it, I started watching this other series called Chestnut Man. It's a Danish murder drama, mystery drama. It's just really good, and that has been taking up a lot of my time at night. But I am definitely going to heed the call of going to sleep earlier, especially now that my body actually craves sleep earlier. That is a wonderful thing. So I think I have 1 or 2 more episodes of Chestnut Man left. So I'm going to see if I watch that this weekend so that I can go to bed earlier during the week. And I'm really excited about what that can do for my general health. As I said, I don't know if it's related to the full days of fast, but I have noticed that ever since I started doing my full days of fast, that my body has wanted to really go down and kind of shut down earlier in the evening. So that's a good thing. That's a plus. Another thing that I have noticed ever since I started adding or incorporating my full days of fast is that my belly isn't puffy anymore. I had this situation where my belly would just generally be puffy with very few exceptions. You just feel a little puffiness, nothing ridiculous, but I'm really excited about the fact that it is not as puffy as it used to be. Even after I finish eating, you can feel the fullness and you can see your stomach puff up a little bit, but it's not like it used to. So I feel like that somehow has regulated my digestion in some way. I don't know. Again, it could be just a happy coincidence, but it's something else that I have noticed. Another benefit that comes with this new change that I have noticed is that I don't get groggy in the middle of around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's around the time when I would get a little tired, or I would feel like, okay, the day is kind of dragging a little bit. I haven't felt that. Once I started with my Invisalign, and I've only had 2 meals a day, it has significantly cut down on my feeling of kind of like I'm dragging at around 2. But every once in a while, the feeling would come back. I haven't had that for the last 3 weeks. I have had my energy from the moment I wake up until it's time to go to sleep. I just feel more energized. And this is just 1 day of full fast that I have added to my intermittent fasting schedule. So I think that's pretty awesome. I really do. Now, some of the things that I want to incorporate in the future, now that I have added this new schedule of eating, some things that I would like to incorporate now are, number 1, I want to make sure that on Monday, when I break my fast in the evenings, I eat something healthy. I already have something lined up that I'm going to eat after when I break my fast, when I get home. Because on the first day that I did my full fast, I stopped at Panera and I got a nice salad. But it's still something that I could have just made at home. The second time that I did my full day of fast, I didn't stop anywhere. I ate some food that I already had at home. But this third time, I did stop at Chipotle. I was craving something. I was craving chicken, but I wanted something crispy. So I compromised and I said, instead of getting some fried chicken somewhere, I stopped at Chipotle, and they have these quesadillas that you can order, and I said, okay, I'll have the chicken inside the quesadilla, and the quesadilla, the crispy outside. That will be the crispy part. And, I had a side with rice and beans. And so what I'm going to do is make sure that on Monday evenings, when I get home, I have something that I have homemade, either food that it's already prepared, or maybe a salad that I can make from home, or even maybe take my Trader Joe's salad that I eat every week, just take one with me home and break my fast there. But it's important for me to have something that I can control, something that is healthy, that I control, preferably something that I make, but can start there. I also want to remind you that fasting is not something that you should do to lose weight. Now, granted, there are some people who, because they have excessive weight, this can be a very effective way of losing weight. But for a person who is of average weight, this is not an effective way to lose weight. This is for your health only. So because I am incorporating this one full day of fasting, what I want to do is maybe add more calories to the meals that I eat already, because I'm not trying to overall decrease calories. I'm actually thinking I might be eating too few calories. I really, once I start working out, once I start weightlifting, which is something that I definitely want to incorporate into my health and fitness routine, I want to be able to eat enough calories to support that, to give me the energy to lift weights, to really work out. And because I'm very tall, I'm almost 6 feet tall, I am somebody who really should be eating more calories than usual, regardless. And so I'm going to be calibrating that. So what I basically want to do is incorporate more calories into the meals that I already eat to kind of offset the fact that I'm not eating for 24 hours on Monday. I also need to, I want to include more protein into my meals. I've been following this account of this lady on Instagram, and she talks about how the mistake that a lot of people, after a certain age that we make is that we think that what we need to do is reduce our calories. And that's really not the best thing to do. What you really need to do is eat more calories to give you strength to do strength training, but make sure that these are the proper calories. And one of the things that she stresses is you need to have more protein. You need to add more protein. That's going to help you to build muscle, and that muscle can burn excessive fat. And so I eat meat. I eat clean meats, but I want to incorporate more sources of non-animal protein. I want to include more plant-based proteins like beans and tofu. There's even protein in vegetables. Some fruits have protein. And so these are the things that I'm going to be doing more research on to be able to really incorporate into my new healthier lifestyle. And of course, I'm going to share all of that with you when I start bringing them. And finally, something else that I want to add to my routine is I want to schedule sleep. Like I mentioned earlier, my body is craving sleep earlier in the evening, and that's perfect. That is wonderful. But I really need to be really disciplined about that and not leave it to chance, because, Netflix is always going to have interesting shows to watch in the evenings. So I definitely want to schedule my sleep. And what I want to aim for is 9:45. And when I say 9:45, I'm in bed, the covers are up to here, my eyes are closed, my earplugs and my face mask, like ready to fall asleep. Because it takes a while to fall asleep. Maybe it'll take me 15 minutes. So by 10 o'clock, I'll be snoring. And so that is definitely something that I want to be disciplined about, because getting enough sleep and getting sleep earlier is actually very, very beneficial to our health. That was my video for this week. Tell me what you think. Do you have any suggestions of things that I could incorporate into my new Invisalign diet, lifestyle, health and fitness routine, let me know. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Ask any questions you want to ask me. Also, if you think that this is something that you would want to hear more about, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't like it, and tell me why you didn't like it. And so I am very happy that you guys have been watching my videos. Hi to our new subscribers, and please share the channel with your friends and anybody that you think could benefit from the topics that I'm going to be talking about. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, wherever you are in the world. And until next time.